Hello, everybody. Can you hear me now? Hello, hello, hello. We're waiting for some action. Hello, everybody. Can you? All right, now we're back. Sorry about that. Looks like we lost the open, but again, welcome aboard to the 1980 Strat Super Advanced New York Met replay. On the mound for the New York Mets tonight will be Pete Falcone, and on the mound for the Houston Astros will be Vern Ruhle. This is the last of a three-game series tonight, and the last you'll see of the Astros in this replay, unless the Mets go to the postseason and the Astros hold on in the NL West. So here we go. Let's get this started. The New York Mets. NL West. The New York Mets have taken the field, so let's go ahead and get you down to the field and give you that. We'll be rolling our own dice today, having the Houston Astros being led by the AI, so I like to do that instead. It's a little bit faster. Steve Henderson in left, Lee Mazzilli in center, Claudel Washington in right. Around the infield, Claudel is Joel Youngblood at third, Frank Tavares at short, Doug Flynn at second, and Mike Jorgensen at first. Behind the plate is Alex Trevino, and on the mound is Pete Falcone. Falcone's 4-4, 4.25 ERA, 96 hits in 91 innings, 58 strikeouts, and 45 walks. Falcone's actually pitched pretty well as a Met so far. Let's give you some numbers for him before we give you the Houston Astro lineup. Let's look and see. And we can see he's had 2 losses in his last 4 starts. His last start was a 6-inning, 4-hit, 1-run affair. It was a no decision. And before that, he had lost when he went 5 1/3, 4 hits, 1 run it was earned. So he's pitched really well his last couple starts. Very productive starts, but he hasn't won any games. So here's the Astro lineup. Is more driven against lefties. Terry Poole lead off in right, followed by Enos Cabell. Then Jose Cruz in left, Cesar Cedeno in center, Art Howell at first, Joe Morgan at second, Louis Pujols behind the plate, Rafael Landeskog at short, and Vern Ruhle batting ninth for the Stros. The Mets are ready. Terry Poole steps up to the plate, and let's do this. We'll use the auto roller with the entering our own dice in the system. Pete Falcone gets set. His first pitch. He winds and delivers. Here's your first pitch of the ball game, and that is going to be a 4-6. And a bunt base hit for Poole. How about that? So Terry Poole, instead of letting me roll the dice, he decides to lay down a perfect bunt. So the Astros have a runner on first and nobody out. A bunt base hit from Poole. And just like that, the Astros got the leadoff runner on. And here's the third baseman, Enos Cabell. Let's see if they run with Poole right now. Let's throw the havoc dice and see what happens. Poole is going to, nope, we're going to roll dice. Let's see, here's the pitch to Cabell. Here's the pitch, 4-8. That's a 4-8 on Falcone. That is going to be a line drive in the gap for a base hit. And let's see, that was going to be a 10 on the 20, and that's a long single for Cabell. So the Astros have runners at first and third, 1 out. And here come the Astros here on this Sunday afternoon. Here's the left fielder, Jose Cruz. Cruz hitting .339, 6 home runs, 59 RBIs. The Mets will play the infield back looking for 2. Again, the purple is the 20-sided dice. The 2 reds and the white will be your Stratomatic rolling dice. First and third, no outs. Falcone looks in. Let's throw the havoc, see if they're going to do anything. They're not. Here's the pitch to Cruz, and here it is. Lefty-lefty matchup. 3-7, and struck him out. Big strikeout for Pete Falcone. First big out of the game. 3-7, and now here is Cesar Cedeno. A big out for the Mets right now. Cedeno has not started the first 2 games. He's hitting .314, 5 home runs, 56 runs batted in. 1 out. The Mets will play the infield back looking for 2. Trevino sets the target. Falcone from the stretch. Here's the pitch. and that's going to be a 3-11 fly ball shallow center field. Oh, nope, they are going to try to steal Cabell. How about that? Here comes Cabell on the throw. The throw to Cabell is, oh, he gets him. What a throw by Trevino, nails Cabell. So now with 2 outs, a runner on third. So the Havoc need to be rolling and have to do that. The Houston Astros are taking some liberties today. Pull it off with the bunt hit, and then they try to steal. So that would have been a sacrifice fly if the dice would have worked. But the computer decided it wanted to steal, and then we threw the 17 and threw Cabell out. So 2 outs in the first. Here is now Cedeno, runner on third. He is non-clutch. He loses 3 different clutches on his card. So now let's see if Pete Falcone can work his way out of here in the first. Trevino sets the target. Falcone from the stretch. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 5-6. Pop the shortstop. How about that? Pop the short. That is going to be Tavares. Makes the catch, and the Astros do not score in the first. We played 1/2 inning. Astros nothing. The Mets coming up the bat. For the Mets, Frank Tavares will lead off against Vern Ruhle. Vern Ruhle comes in. He's pitched against the Mets a couple times. He's 6-4, 2.78 ERA, 60 hits, 74 innings. He's given up 6 home runs. Astros defensively, it's a good one. Cruz, Cedeno, Poole, and then it's Cabell, Landeskog, Morgan, and Howell. Behind the plate is Pujols. On the mound is Vern Ruhle. Are we ready? Let's go to the bottom of the first, and here's Frankie T. Hitting 311, no homers, 38 runs batted in. He steps up. Pujols sets the target. Here's the pitch by Poole, and that is going to be a 1-6. That's going to be a fly ball in the left field. That's going to be Cruz. He steps into it and makes the catch for out number 1. So here's the 1 out. And what we're going to do, I think, and it's only the first inning, so I can make this decision now. We're going to go ahead and put myself, I'm going to go ahead and coach both teams like I've been doing, just so I don't get those kind of havoc rolls again. And if I'm going to steal, I'll steal. If I'm going to bunt for a base hit, I'll do that. That way I don't mess anyone up or screw anyone up this way. So now here's Youngblood. He's the third baseman today. He's one of the hot Mets on the year, hitting 338, 8 homers, 60 ribbies. Pujols sets the target. Vern Ruhle with the windup. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 6-6 on Falcone. Struck him out for out number 2. So out number 2 is Joel Youngblood. He strikes out. Wait a minute, 6-6. Looks on the wrong pitcher. Sorry about that. Ground ball to third. Cabell has it. Throws it to Howell for 2 outs. And now here's Maz. Maz batting third today. Hitting 316, 17 homers, 55 RBIs. Batting left-handed against Ruhle, the right-hander. Pujols sets the target. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 6-3 to a lefty. That's ground ball back to the mound for Ruhle. Let's see if Vern Ruhle can make the play on it. It's a 6-3. He's a 4-19. That could be tricky. Here it comes. Let's roll the dice. It's a 4. He'll give up the base hit. Let's see if he gives up the error. And he does. He gets down. Vern Ruhle should never have thrown the ball. He threw it over Art Howe's head. And Lee Mazzilli scoots in the second. So he's on second with 2 outs. Now he's in scoring position for Claudell Washington. He's hitting 216, 3 homers, 17 RBIs. Pujols sets the target. Ruhle from the stretch. Here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 1-11. That's a possible ballpark single. 1-11. Ballpark singles today are 1-7. It's a 2 base hit. Mazzilli will go to third. So Washington on at first. They could score Mazzilli, they said. It's a 1-17. They're going to try to send the runner. They are going to hold the bag and not let Washington take second. So the Mets score here first in the first. RBI knock for Claudell Washington. So the Mets take a 1-0 lead. That was a 1-17 chance to score. Was not going to take that chance and throw it home. So here is Steve Henderson. Mets lead 1-0. 2 outs in the first. Henderson so far hitting 292, 2 homers, 32 RBIs. Pujols sets the target. Ruhle from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 1-6. A 1-6 to a righty for Henderson is a strikeout. and the Mets are down in the first, but they get a run on 2 hits, 1 big error from the Astros. We played 1-0 New York. So now it'll be Art Howe followed by Joe Morgan and Louis Pujols against Pete Falcone. So Pete Falcone working his second inning work. Out of town scoreboard, the Phillies lead the the Pirates lead the Pirates lead the Padres, say that 10 times fast, 2-0. The Phillies and Reds are scoreless, the Cubs and Giants are scoreless, Braves and Expos are scoreless, and the Cardinals and Dodgers are scoreless on this Sunday. Trevino sets the target. Falcone from the windup, here's the pitch. That will be a 4-10. Art Howe, being a right-hander, 4-10 is a ballpark single, 1-7. It's an 8. Nice play by Tavares. So Tavares, first out in the ball game. So here is Joe Morgan. Morgan hitting .255, 5 homers, 25 RBIs. He steps up, pumps his fist. He's in the batter's box. Trevino sets the target. Here's the pitch from Falcone. And that's going to be a 6-7. It's a line drive base hit for Morgan. He sends it through the left-hand side. He sends it back the other way. Henderson gets it through. And now Morgan. Oops, let's try that again. 6, so I had a 6-2. Aha! Let's undo the last play, redo that one. We did roll a 6-7, as you see on my board there, so roll a 6-7 on Pete. That's a base hit for Morgan, and he's on base. So Morgan's on with 1 out. Morgan is truly starred, so that works well in his favor. So Reynolds, let's look at Morgan's stats. He can get a lead on a 5 and 6. So let's see if he'll get the lead or not. 1 out. So here is the stealing from Morgan. Does he get it? Yeah, he's a 1-10. Does not get the good lead. So Morgan will stay at first. So runner on first, 1 out. Here's the catcher, Louis Pujols. Remember the big hit he had in the series at the Astrodome, getting that big extra inning hit. Trevino sets the target. Falcone from the stretch. Here's the pitch now. That's going to be a 2-7. 2-7 is a ground ball back to the mound. Falcone, he's got it. He'll throw it to short. Tavares, a little high, but he gets the lead runner. So Pujols will beat the relay. 2 outs here in the second, and here is Rafael Landeskog getting the start today at shortstop. Again, he's one of those auto steal guys. He's hitting .259, no homers, 23 RBIs, has stolen 18 bases. Trevino sets the target. Falcone working from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 1-4. That's a walk. So ball 4 to Landeskog, and the Astros now have 2 on and 2 outs. That means we'll get Vern Ruhle up, and he is a quality hitting pitcher. .245, no homers, 2 RBIs, including 3 doubles. So that's 3 columns, pretty solid for him. So with 2 on and 2 out, let's see if Falcone can get Vern Ruhle out. Trevino sets the target. Falcone working from the stretch. Here's the pitch, and that's in the 4 column. 4-5, fly ball center field. That is Mazzilli. Comes in, makes the catch, and that's all for the Astros in the second. 1.5 of play in the books. It's 1-0 Mets. Batting for the Mets will be Mike Jorgensen. He'll be followed by Alex Trevino and Doug Flynn. So now here's Jorgensen, bottom of the second, starting it off here. Vern Ruhle with the windup. Here's the first pitch. That will be a 5-4. That's a catch axe. Poole should be able to make this one. Pujols is a 3-6. Let's see if he makes the play. Just got to avoid the 1 on the big one. That's a 15. That's a foul out. A 13. No error. Pujols almost dropped that one in play. And now there's 1 out. So 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Let's see what else is going on here, if I'm missing anything here on the YouTube network. Here is Alex Trevino. So Trevino comes up, one of the hotter Mets, hitting .295, no homers, 17 RBIs. Pujols sets the target. Vern Ruhle with the windup. Here's the delivery. 2-3 is a foul out behind the plate. Again, that's going to be Pujols. Makes the play for out number 2. Here's the second baseman, Doug Flynn. .230 hitter, no homers, 23 runs batted in. Pujols sets the target. Vern Ruhle with the windup. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 4-8, and that's going to be drilled in the left center field for a base hit for Flynn. 4-8 right-hander. That's a double 1-9. That's a 7. That's a 2-out double for Doug Flynn. Good hustle in the second for Flynn. But now it brings up the pitcher spot, and Pete Falcone is actually a good quality hitting pitcher with clutch situations. So let's see how he does. He's a 146 hitter, 3 ribbies, pretty good 2-column with stuff. So Pujols sets the target. Ruhle from the stretch. Here's a pitch to the pitcher, Falcone. 3-4, fly ball right field. This should do it. Poole will step into it and make the catch. Mets get no runs. A hit by Flynn. They strand him through 2. 1-0 Mets. Top of the third coming up. Terry Poole, followed by Enos Cabell and Jose Cruz. So Poole steps up 1 for 1. Bunt base hit his first time up. So he steps up. Trevino sets in the target. Pete Falcone winds up and delivers. That's going to be a 1-10 to Poole. And that's a ground ball down the first. That's picked up by Jorgensen. Takes it to the bag himself for out number 1. So Jorgensen runs it to the bag and beats Poole there. 1 away. Here's Cabell. 1 for 1. He singled his last. The Astros put up a very serious threat in the first inning, but was denied when Cabell was caught stealing. Trevino sets the target. Falcone with the windup. Here's the pitch. That's a 3-5 to Cabell. That's to a lefty. That's a single for Enos Cabell. So Enos Cabell with a base hit. He's on. He was thrown out stealing the first time, but I think the Astros are very aggressive on the running pass. Could go for second base here. We'll see if he does. Here's Cruz. Falcone's a +2, -2 will be a -1 only to the first number. Let's see if they try that here. Actually, it would be my call to do it. We're going to try to get the lead. He'd be a 1-14 if he can get the lead. And he got picked off. Holy cow. And he's out. So here he goes. So Trevino threw down the second, and Flynn applied the tag. So for the second straight inning, in 3 innings, Enos Cabell is thrown out. So now here is Jose Cruz. Cruz struck out his first time up. Trevino sets the target. Falcone with the windup and the pitch. That's going to be a 3-10 to Cruz. And that's going to be another ballpark single, I believe. No, 3-10. 3-10. No, ground ball back to the mound. Whoops, sorry. Hit the wrong button there. 3-10 was it. And he hits it back to the mound, picked up by Falcone, throws it to Jorgensen, and the Astros are done in the third. 2.5 in the books, still 1-0 Mets. The Astros, no runs, 4 hits, and a big error in the ball game, while the Mets are 1 run on 3 hits. Last of the third coming up will be Frank Taveras, followed by Joel Youngblood, and then Lee Mazzilli. So Taveras to lead off. Last of the third, Vern Ruhle still looks like he has everything out there today. Pujols sets the target. Vern Ruhle with the windup. Here's the pitch. 6. That's a 6-6 to Vern Ruhle. Is a ground ball to third. Cabell's got it. Throws it across the diamond for out number 1. So first out, Taveras thrown out with ease. So now here is Joel Youngblood. Youngblood in the ball game, grounded out back in the first. Big right-handed bat. His average starting to come down a bit since his hot start. Pujols sets the target. Here's the windup from Vern Ruhle, and there's the pitch on a 3-4 ground ball to short. Again, that's Landeskog. Makes the throw to Hal, and that is out number 2. 2 outs in the third, and now it's going to be Lee Mazzilli. So Mazzilli bats, he singled and reached the error, and then came around to score his first time up. Pujols sets the target. Vern Ruhle with the windup. Here's the pitch to Mazzilli. 5-5 to a lefty. Got Vern Ruhle. Oh, Vern Ruhle got him on strikes. And he got the inside corner, and Lee Mazzilli kind of looked at that one on a called strike 3. Mets go 3 up, 3 down. Let's go to the fourth. 1-0 Mets. So brings up Cedeno, followed by Hal and Morgan. Right, left against Pete Falcone. And these Mets starters have been at least giving the Mets 5-6 quality innings, and they've been surviving. They lost the first night again. Neil Allen blown save, and then Neil Allen came back on the horse and got the save in game 2. This is a pivotal game 3. 3-0 Pirates over Padres. Phillies lead the Reds 1-0. Cubs and Cardinals in the classic battle. Sorry, Cubs and Giants are 1-1. And then it's the Braves and Expos no score, and the Cardinals and Dodgers are 1-1. So we need those Reds to beat the Phils here. Trevino sets the target. Falcone with the windup. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 3-6 to a lefty. Struck him out on a 3-6. So Pete Falcone does the nice job. Throws a little off-speed pitch in there, and Cedeno is way out in front. Here's Art Howe. He's 0 for 1. Ground out his first time up. Trevino sets the target. Falcone with the windup. Here's the delivery. 6-7. That is going to be a base hit left field. So a base hit, Art Howe. He's got some speed. We'll see if he tries to go. Not really. He's actually starred. So Howe does not get the jump. So he only gets it on a 2. If he rolls a 2, he goes automatically. Does he get the 2? No. So Art Howe will stay at first. Runner on first, 1 out, and here is Joe Morgan, 1 out here in the 4th. Mets lead 1-0. Astros with 5 hits in this ball game. Morgan lefty matchup. Trevino sets the target. Vern again. Pete Falcone working from the stretch, and here's the pitch, and that's going to be a 4-8, and that's a shot down the line from Morgan. So Morgan will get himself a base hit on a 4-8. Double 1-2. That's a 10. That will send Art Howe all the way to third. First and third, 1 out for the Astros. So first and third, Morgan with a little speed here. Let's see if they decide to run here and maybe get an extra base. It's a 1-18 for Morgan. Does he get it? Yes, he does. So we'll throw for the runner. Here we go. Here's the play. Not in time. Stolen base for Morgan. So Morgan takes the potential double play off the board and steals second. Second and third, 1 out. The Mets playing the infield in early in this ball game. Here is Pujols, 0 for 1. Landeskog on deck. Trevino sets the target. Pete Falcone working from the stretch. And here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 6-7 base hit. That's a base hit for Pujols to left field. So that's another hit. This will tie the game. Tie game. Henderson will score. Let's see if they score. Morgan from second. He's a 1-18. They're going to send the lead runner. They're not going to throw home like I did earlier. And the Astros lead 2-1. So a base hit by Louis Pujols, and the Astros lead 2-1. So now here's Landeskog, 0 for 0. Walked his first time up. So now Falcone, a little bit of trouble. Now base hit number 7 for Houston, 2-1. 1 out in the 4th. Trevino sets the target. Falcone from the stretch. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a 4-7. That's a strikeout. Oh, missed it right between a 4-6 and a 4-8. And Landeskog down on strikes for the second time. So now here is Vern Ruhle. So the pitcher spot comes up, 2-1 Houston. Runner on first, 2 outs. Again, we talked about Ruhle, good hitting pitcher, right-handed. Trevino sets in the target. Falcone from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 1-5, and Ruhle swung over at strike 3. So the Astros are done in the 4th. We played 3.5. It's 2-1 Houston. So for the Mets, Claudell Washington will be followed by Steve Henderson and Mike Jorgensen. The bat for the Mets here in the 4th. So Washington 1 for 1, RBI single. Vern Ruhle now has a 2-1 lead here in the last of the 4th. Pujols sets the target. Vern Ruhle with the windup. Here's the delivery. 6-11. That could be a base hit. Let's see. No, he's not going to get it on the 20, though. 6-11 is going to be a single and a 1-9. He rolls the 11. So it's a line drive at Morgan for out number 1. So now here's Steve Henderson. He struck out his first time up. Pujols sets the target in, puts the signs. Vern Ruhle with the windup. Here's delivery. 6-8 is a single 1-19. That's a 2 rocket base hit for Steve Henderson. So 6-8, that's a base hit on a 2 split. A nice job there. Runner on first and 1 out, and it brings up Mike Jorgensen. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. So far around the scoreboard, Pirates lead the Padres 3-0. Phillies still hold the lead over the Reds 1-0. In the end of the game of interest so far, Braves and Expos no score, and the Cardinals and the Dodgers are 1-1. So here we go, last of the fourth, 2-1 Houston, runner on first, one out. Jorgensen, the left-handed batter, up. He fouled out his first time up. Pujols sets the target. Vern Ruhle from the stretch. Here's the pitch. 1-7 is a single. 1-12. That's a 4. Base hit. Mike Jorgensen. Should be a one advancement base hit. I'm rolling that. Let's see if they allow Henderson to try to take third. Yes, he does, but he's a 1-11. He will not go anywhere. They'll go station to station. So 2 on, 1 out. Mets now with 5 hits in the ball game. Here's Trevino. He's 0 for 1. Big opportunity for Alex here if he can get a big knock for the Mets here. Pujols sets the target, puts down the signs, changes them a bit with Henderson standing at second. Ruhle working from the stretch to the set. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 4-8, and that's a base hit. This will tie it up. Unless they don't allow Henderson to score, he should on this. On a 17 split, going to be a long single in the alley. Let's see if they score Henderson from third. And he will need some help, they say. Oh, my. So now it's a 1-13 or 65% for Henderson to try to score with 1 out. Flynn on deck. You don't want to hit into a double play here, but you don't want to run yourself out of an inning the same way. 1-13 leading runner. We will go. We'll send the runners. They'll throw for the runners at 65%. We'll hold the trailing runners. It's only 1-4. Here comes the throw to the plate. Oh, it's a 14. I think Pujols applied the tag. Henderson is out. Oh, my. So Henderson was coming home. Chuck Cottier was windmilling him home. Henderson got a good read, but unfortunately Pujols had the ball and applied the tag. So Henderson is out. So with 2 outs, Mets still have runners at first and second. But now a lesser hitter and Doug Flynn up with runners in scoring position. The Mets losing a chance here to get a run as a great throw in by Cedeno, who did not get cut off. Pujols came up with it and stood in there as Henderson came in hard. Pujols sets the target down. Vern Ruhle from the stretch. First and second, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Flynn. 4-6, fly ball left field. The Mets just squandered one. Cruz comes in, makes the catch, and that's it. Mets strand 2. We played 4. 2-1 Houston. Wow, what a ball game so far. Astros 2 runs, 7 hits. The Mets 1 run, 6 hits. The Astros with the lone error. Top of the 5th. Falcone in his 5th inning of work. Probably, yes, he is in his point of weakness inning, like a lot of these Mets are so far. So we'll be Poole, Cabell, and Cruz. 2-1 Astros. So let's see if the Mets can dig down here and get a big out inning for Falcone. Trevino sets down in the target. Pete Falcone working from the windup. Here's the pitch. That's a 5-10. That's a catch axe behind the plate. That's Trevino. He's a 2-10. That should not be usually a problem for catchers. You have to roll 1 on the 20 for a base hit. It's a 1. Holy crap. And a 7 no hit. That's a base hit. And it's going to drop in front of the plate. The little number. Trevino cannot field it and field hit. How about that? 5% chance at a base hit. And the Astros found the 1. So Poole now at first with nobody out, has the speed now to try to go to second. Let's see if he does. 1-16 gets him the lead. He doesn't. He's on 1-10. So he'll hold that first. Cabell is 2 for 2 in the ball game. He singled twice. Mets now trying to keep this close. Trevino sets in the target. Falcone from the stretch. He gets the double sign from Trevino. Here's the pitch. That'll be a 5-9. Got him on strikes. Big strikeout for Falcone. First time that Cabell, the bell has tone on him. 1 away. And here is going to be Jose Cruz. 0 for 2 in the ball game. Struck out and ground out. Lefty-lefty matchup. Possible double play ground ball if Falcone can induce one. Trevino sets the target. Pops the glove. Falcone looks in. Nods. Working from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 6-11 ground ball back to the mound. 5-0 for Falcone. Only way he's going to get hurt, we said this before, will be a rolling a 1-5, I believe. Without the 0, he could turn the double play. Let's see if he's able to. Here it is. It's a 6. Oh, it's a base hit. It was not able to be fielded. So Pete Falcone came off the mound, unable to field it, infield hit, and now Falcone is getting hit by little cuts, little paper cuts. Pull with the infield hit in front of the plate, Cruz with an infield hit, little number in front of the pitcher who could not field it, and now it's 2 on and 1 out, and one more hit could tire Falcone. And here's the multi-dangerous Cesar Cedeno. He's 0 for 2. Reds and Phillies now at 1-1. So the Reds trying to do the Mets a favor by getting a win here. Pirates over the Padres 3-0. The Pirates are ahead of the Mets in the division. And the Braves lead the Expos 1-0. Remember, the Mets' next series is starting with a twilight doubleheader Monday night in Montreal. Trevino sets the target. Falcone from the stretch. First and second, 1 out. Here's the pitch. 4-5, a fly ball center field. Thankfully, a 4-6. That would have been another paper cut base hit. 4-5, and that will be Mazzilli with the catch, 1 away. 2 outs, and now they'll need a clutch hit, and it's Art Howe's turn. He is non-clutch. He loses 2 hits in the possible clutch in the 2 and 3 column. But he's hitting against a left-handed pitcher, which he does strive against. Falcone has to now make a big pitch here. Hit, he's tired, and otherwise he gets it out and gets out the inning. So again, Trevino sets. Falcone from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Howe. 2-4 is a walk, and the bases are now loaded, and that will tire Falcone. So now let's see what Joe Torre does. He has to get the bullpen up in a hurry. Bases loaded, and let's see who the Mets have availability on this Sunday afternoon. Morgan, the battery's 2 for 2. Single in the second, single in the fourth. Let's see what the deal is on the Mets staff. Neil Allen is not available. So Reardon is. If you want a closer, Reardon can give you the batter. They are off tomorrow, theoretically, I believe they are. So if Allen wants to give him one batter, he probably could. But you got to be careful. So Reardon would be the guy to go to. So Houseman is up for the Mets. He seems to be the best pitcher for the Mets so far. 2-1 Houston, 2 outs. Morgan the bat, Pujols on deck. Here we go. Trevino sets in the target, puts the signs down, puts a couple random ones in. Cruz on at second, dancing around. Falcone from the stretch. Here's the pitch on a 1-3 ground ball to second. Picked up by Flynn. Makes the play and ends the inning. So the Astros leave the bases loaded. And at the end of 4.5, it's 2-1 Houston. Houston, 2 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. The Mets, 1 run on 6 hits. What a ball game so far. Now Pete Falcone leads off. So now has Falcone done as much as he can, and they'll bat for him here. So let's see if the Mets decide to do that here against Ruhle. Do they find a hitter against a right-handed? Probably Jerry Morales. He's been the most dependable hitter so far on this team. So Morales will bat for Falcone. His day is over. So right-handed hitter against right-handed pitcher. Pujols sets the target. Vern Ruhle with the windup. Here's the pitch. 1-9. Got him on strikes. Vern Ruhle with a big strikeout. 1 away in the 6th. 1 away in the 5th. So Morales cleared 1 out. And now here's Taveras. He's 0 for 2. Flied out and ground out. Pujols sets down the target. Vern Ruhle with the windup and the pitch. That's a 1-4 ground ball to short. That will be Landis comes up and throws a strike to Howe for 2 outs. So now here is Joe Youngblood. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Pujols sets in the target. Vern Ruhle with the windup and the pitch. That will be a 2-9 line drive down the line. Cabell with the play. So Cabell played the line perfectly, and the Mets go down 3 up, 3 down. We played 5, 2-1 Houston. So now the Mets will need a new pitcher here, and it will be, I believe they're setting up the bottom part of this order. Pujols, Landeskog, and Ruhle. So let's see what the Mets will do. Righty coming in, then followed by Landeskog, and let's see what they do with Ruhle in the 6th. So they'll bring in Dyer Miller, who's looked good and bad some days. So Dyer Miller comes in. Dyer Miller, 1-0, 4.15 ERA, 10 hits in 13 innings. So now Pujols sets the target. Do they leave Pujols in there, or do they go with Ashby, a better defender? You know what? If I was the Astros, I'd probably would go ahead and make the switch too. So Alan Ashby will bat for Pujols here. Well, you know what? We're not going to. We're going to usually wait to the 7th inning before making any, unless you're batting for the pitcher the 9th spot. I try not to make any changes because they're as played until the 7th. So Pujols will stay in there. So Trevino behind the plate. Miller looks in, gets the sign. That's going to be a 2-5. Struck him out. So Pujols down on strikes, 1 away. So a big 1 out there. So a big 1 out. 1 out in the 6th. And here's Landeskog. He'll turn around, bat left-handed. He definitely sees a right-handed pitch. Actually, it's lefties a lot better. We would be surprised the way this card looks. Trevino sets in the target. Dyer Miller with the windup and the pitch. That's a 1-7. Ground ball to short. That is going to be Tavares. He's got it. Throws across the diamond for 2 outs. 2 outs in the 6th. So now here is Vern Ruhle. Vern Ruhle comes up. He's pitching so well, he'll stay in this game. Right-handed hitter. Trevino sets the target. Dyer Miller with the windup and the pitch. 3-9, got him on strikes. Would have been a clutch hit, actually. Wow. So, but it was nobody on second. That just is a strikeout for Vern Ruhle. So the Astros are done in the 6th. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th. It is still 2-1 Houston. So now it's going to be Mazzilli, followed by Washington and Henderson against Vern Ruhle here in the 6th. I can see some defensive changes for the Mets once we head into the 7th inning, which will be the time you can make some changes. So Mazzilli will bat. He's 1 for 2, single and scored back in the 1st and struck out in the 3rd. Ruhle in his 7th inning of work. Let's take a look at the Astro bullpen and see what's available and what's not. Joaquin Andujar could come out of the bullpen or throw a quick inning. LaCourte is available. Zambito, he is not. Dave Smith is, and Bert Roberge can pitch. So we got a couple guys who can come in and pitch here. Bottom of the 6th for the Mets, starting off with Mazzilli. The Mets with 6 hits, the Astros with 9. Pujols sets the target. Vern Ruhle with the windup. Here's the pitch. All 6s. 6-12 with a ground ball to the first baseman. Man, this will knock out Ruhle. Let's see if it does. There's no DH, though. So 6-12 Ruhle. And that's going to be a 4E19. That's a tough play for Ruhle to get to. Does he make it? Yes, he gets it on a 5. He fills it on a 10. No, he throws it in the dirt. Ruhle threw in the dirt to Howell. So Mazzilli's on at first. Second error for Houston. And the Mets have a chance. Bottom of the 6th and nobody out. Mazzilli will now have a chance to run a little bit. So they're going to try to get the lead here. 1-16 gets it and does not, and Mazzilli stays at first. So Claudell Washington batter. They're not playing the corners in, which means Washington probably can't bunt. Pujols sets the target in. Vern Ruhle from the stretch. From the set, here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 2-9. Is a rope in the right field for a base hit for Claudell Washington. And the Mets have done it again. 2-9 on a 9 split. And that's a double for Washington. Mazzilli should go to 3rd. Mazzilli can try to score. He's a 1-15. He is going to try to score. And they'll throw for the lead runner. 1-12 is the lead runner. They're going to send the trailing runners. Let the ball through at the plate. Here's the throw. Safe it is. A big double for Washington. He goes to 3rd on the throw. And the Mets tie it at 2. A 10 on the throw. And the Mets tie it up. So it's 2-2 here in the 6th. So now here's Steve Henderson. The Mets pull within, get a run back here in the sixth to tie it. Astros playing the infield in. Pujols sets in the target. Vern Ruhle from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Henderson. 4-4 is a fly ball center field. That is Cedeno. Let's see if that will be long enough to score the run. Washington may try to tag. Fly ball center field. He's a 2-10. Here we go. It's a 16. Oh, he comes in charging and throws a strike to Pujols. Oh my. So with one out, here's Mike Jorgensen. So with Vern Ruhle, no lefties now in the bullpen because Zambito's arm is tired. Pujols sets in the target. Claudel Washington dancing off third. Ruhle from the stretch. Looks in. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 6-5. Got him on strike. So Vern Ruhle to the task. That's the second out here. So Jorgensen down on strike for the second time. And now here is Trevino. Big chance for a clutch hit, which he does have one on a 3-8. 2 outs here in the bottom of the sixth of a 2-2 ball game. Pujols sets in the target. Vern Ruhle from the stretch. Washington coming down the line, dancing a bit. Here's the pitch to Trevino. 1-5, ground ball down the third. Picked up by Cabell. Throws in the first, got him, and the Mets can only score 1. They strand Washington at third. We go to the seventh. It's 2-2. So now be Poole, Cabell, and Cruz to bat for the Astros here in the seventh. So top of the seventh coming up, 2-2 ball game. Astros 9 hits, Mets 7. Astros with a couple huge errors in this ball game. Poole 2 for 3. Now, do they try anything? No, I think Miller will probably stay out there, even though I'm not too keen on the card. Trevino sets in. Dyer Miller with the windup. Here's the pitch. 2-5. Ground ball down the first. That is going to be Jorgensen. Takes it to the bag. Makes it for the first out. So first out here, and that's a big one. Here's Enos Cabell. Cabell so far is 2 for 3. Struck out back in the fifth, but he's had 2 hits before that. So Trevino puts down the target, sets the signs. Dyer Miller, the windup, here's the pitch. That's a 1-6. That is a line drive to deep left field. Back goes Henderson at the track. Makes the catch. Home run, 1-3, roll to 20. Kind of falls aimlessly into Henderson's mitt. So 2 away, and now here's Jose Cruz. So Cruz 1 for 3 in the ball game, singled back in the fifth. Tie ball game 2-2 here in the seventh. Trevino sets the target, puts the sign down. Dyer Miller with the windup. Here's the pitch. 6-7, 5 ball center field. Dyer Miller does his job. Nice play by Mazzilli, makes the catch. So we go to the seventh inning stretch here in New York. It's 2-2. Scoreboard time. It is Pirates leaving the Padres 8-2. The Reds leading the Phillies 2-1. That's what we want. Cubs lead the Giants 8-1. Braves over the Expos 5-0. And the Cardinals lead the Dodgers 4-2. So a Philly loss is prominent, and the Mets will drop this lead to 1.5 games. And the Pirates are ahead, and they'll probably drop their lead to a half game on the Buccos as we enter August the 2nd. So Doug Flynn, the batter. So let's see if the Mets can get a run here. It's still 2-2, anyone's ball game. Vern Ruhle's probably going to stay in this game. Let's see who's going to come up. Cedeno, Hal, Morgan. So Vern Ruhle's spot's not really anywhere to be found if they make any changes here. So Flynn the bat. He'll be followed by probably a pinch hitter for Tavera, pinch hitter for Miller, and then Taveras. Pujols sets the target. Vern Ruhle with the windup. Here's delivery. 3-8 for Flynn. Ground ball in the hole, shortstop. That's Landeskog. Makes the throw. 1 away. So first easy out here in the seventh. This game is tied at 2 here at Shea. And Dyer Miller will come out the game. Good outing for Dyer Miller, I'll tell you. He came in and did his job. So now the Mets will send up, and this is probably a prequel for making double and triple changes. Elliot Matic, the batter. We think he'll stay in and play third, which will move Joel Youngblood to left, and Steve Henderson will probably come out the lineup. Pujols sets the sign. Vern Ruhle with the windup. Here's the pitch. 6-8 is a single, 1-19. Base hit, pinch hit, base hit for Vern Ruhle, for Elliot Matic. So Elliot Matic with the base hit. Elliot, base hit. So a 12 is a base hit. So runner on first, one out. So now Frank Tavares, 0 for 3. Can the...
I'm looking at our DoorDash menus, and there's a restaurant in here called Shot Fuck You. Shot Fuck You.
Pujols sets the target. Vern Ruhle from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Frank Tavares. 3-7 for Frank, and that's a ground ball to short. What a play by Landisor. Go over to second, takes it himself, goes to first, double play. And the Mets are done the 7th. We're tied. We go to the 8th. So now, let's see, the Mets now have to go somewhere else pitching-wise. They have to really save. They seriously now have to save Reardon for a close. So Houseman will come in. And let's see, so he will, problem is you want Matic to stay in, so is this going to be a short outing? Oh, Frankie. So we'll put the pitcher spot in the number 1 spot. Tom Houseman will move there. So Elliot Matic will, let's see, Matic, this is where the problem possibly can be. So a shortstop, and we'll put, okay, so Bill Allman will go in the 5th spot and play shortstop, and that would mean Steve Henderson's day is done. Elliot Matic stays in and plays 3rd. So Joel Youngblood gets his outfield mitt and will move to left field. Let's go ahead and give you the Mets defensive lineup as we made a bunch of changes. Youngblood, Mazzillion, Washington in the outfield. Matic, Allman, Flynn, and Jorgensen around the middle. Trevino catches on the mound. Tom Houseman, he earns it. His last outing was fantastic. He's 6-5, 1 save, 2.47 ERA, 90 hits, 102 innings. Top of the 8th, 2-2 score. Cedeno fouled by Howe and Morgan. Trevino sets the target. Tom Houseman from the windup. Here's the pitch. 5-8, and that's a fly ball in the center field. That's Mazzilli, comes in, makes the catch. 1 out in the 8th. So Cedeno is down. Here's Howe. Let's see, they leave Howe in. He's the first baseman. They can make changes here. So Howe is so far 1 for 2. Still a good hitter. He's a 280 hitter. He's always been a good hitter whenever I've always seen him. Trevino sets the target. Tom Houseman at the windup. They'll bat Howe in this situation. 6-4 catch X for Trevino. Trevino is a 2E10. Let's hopefully he does not roll the 1 again. We've rolled that 1 time before. He shouldn't roll it more than 1 time a game. Here it is. It's an 18. That will be a G2. He gets the ball in front of the plate, but he rolls a 15 and throws a strike to Jorgensen for that out. So 2 outs. 2 outs in the 8th. There's Morgan. He's 2 for 3 runs scored. So now lefty-righty matchup as Tom Houseman looks to go get a 1-2-3 in the Astros here in the 8th. Trevino sets the target, ponds down the glove, points at him. Houseman with the windup. Here's the pitch to Little Joe. 5-6, the fly ball right field. That is Washington. Comes in, makes the catch, and that's all for the Astros. That's all for the Stros in the 8th. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th. We're tied at 2. So the Astros 2 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. The Mets 2 runs on 8 hits. This will be Youngblood, Mazzilli, and Washington. Be righty switch lefty against Vern Ruhle, who's staying in this ball game. I think he's the best possible pitcher. Mazzilli's a lefty. Then you got lefty. Then you got lefty righties. Again, they're mixing their guys up. It's going to be hard to bring Andujar in here to get an out because of that. McCourty is up. He kind of goes well against both. Pujols sets the target. Vern Ruhle with the pitch to Youngblood. That's a 5-6. That's a pop to short. Landistor's there. Makes the catch for out number 1. A big out here in the 8th. So now here is Lee Mazzilli. 1 for 3. 2 runs scored in the ball game. He's been all over the place. Got on an error and a single, and also reached an error in the 6th and scored. So Pujols sets the target. Vern Ruhle with the windup. Here's the pitch. 5, 6, and that's a ground ball down the first. Hal has it. He'll wave off Ruhle, takes it to the bag himself for the out number 2. 2 outs in the 8th with his 2-2 score. And now here's Claudell Washington. He's 2 for 3 of the doubles so far. He knocked in a big run back in the 6th. He has both RBIs for the Mets so far on this one. No lefties in the bullpen. Ruhle, see if he can go 8. Pujols sets the target. Vern Ruhle with the windup. Here's the pitch. 2, 4, and that's a goal. He missed all his stuff. Oh, that's a dead roll on Claudell. 2-4. Art House got it, takes it to the bag himself, and we go to the 9th. It is 2-2. Now Alan Ashby will come in. So Ashby will bat for Pujols in this situation, unless we go to someone else. Let's see. You know what? We'll go to Danny Walling. They'll make if they have to make some changes, they will. So Walling will bat. Again, he's killing the ball so far. He's hitting .352, 3 homers, 39 RBIs. Lefty-righty matchup. Mets only have Eddie Glynn in the bullpen. He's throwing, but he's not really throwing intensely. Houseman does throw lefties really well. Trevino sets the target. Houseman with the windup. Here's the pitch to Walling. 2, 5 base hit, 1-15. That's a 9. Another base hit for Danny Walling, the professionals hitter, as Walling takes first base. So now the Astros got some speed they can maybe bring in. They can and then do a triple switch. They're trying to get a run here any means necessary. Houseman's a 0. Trevino -1 might be a -3. The run right now. Leonard, I believe, got some speed. Let's look at the Astro team in general, see if we can pull them up and get some ideas. So give me 1 second, brothers and sisters. So Craig Reynolds is not starred. He's a 5 and a 13. Walling is a 4 to 6 with a 13. So we get some decent numbers. Bergman, no speed. Let's see who else is on this Astro bench. Jeff Leonard can get it, but he only gets it on a 6. Do you waste a bat in Leonard and bat him here, though? I don't know if you do that right now or not. So Walling, Landeskog would seem like it'd be a bunting situation, and then probably a pinch hitter for Ruhle coming up. So let's see what they will do. Landeskog will lay down a bunt. You got to have to do that. Walling's going to stay in the game, and they're going to lay down a bunt here. Sacrifice situation. Landeskog lays it down, and oh, he must have popped it up. He did. He popped it up. Houseman comes in, makes the catch. Holy cow, what a play. And Landeskog just messed up a bunt. So he messed up a sack. So 1 out here in the 9th, and Vern Ruhle will now get pinch hit for. So who's the better hitter against a righty? I think we might have to go to Alan. We're going to Alan Ashby here. He's a monster 5R, has all the power usually against right-handed pitching. He steps up here, switch hitter, batting left-handed. Trevino sets in the target. Houseman working from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Ashby. 5, 6, 5 ball right field. 5, 7 would have been bad. Made catches. Washington does for the 2nd out. 2nd out here in the 9th. And now we'll bring up Terry Poole. He's 2 for 4. So Walling stays where he's at. Trevino sets in. Houseman from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's a 3-3 is a single 1-7. No, it's an 8. And Doug Flynn laid out and made a fantastic catch. 3-3. And it was an 8 on the 20. Needed a 1-7 as a ballpark hit. So Flynn makes a diving stab. And we go to the 9th. Can the Mets walk it off? We're tied at 2. So now let's see what the Astros are going to have to do. They're going to have to make some moves here. So Ashby will probably stay in and catch. So moving in the 7th spot, the pitch will be, let's see, who will be up for the Mets this inning? So righty, lefty, righty. Jorgensen whacks righties. Trevino will bring in Joaquin Andujar. So Joaquin Andujar will come in. They got, you know what? We'll go normal righty. We'll go to Frank LaCourte. He's been in a lot of these games I played. So LaCourte will come in. He's new pitcher. He'll be in the 7th spot. So new batteries, Ashby and LaCourte. And here we go. And here's Bill Allman. What a spot for him to be in this game. He came in and played defensively for Tavares on a double switch. Frank Allman's been up 41 times, 2 doubles, hitting 146. Right-handed hitter. Ashby sets the target. Frank LaCourte with the windup and the pitch. 3-5, a shot down the line. Base hit, Bill Allman. So Bill Allman gets on with a base hit. Big hit for Bill. 1-10 double, 19 gets you to singles. So Allman is on. Can't really run for Allman because you need someone else to play shortstop. This is Frank Tavares' spot. Actually, this is Steve Henderson's spot. So let's see. Third base. Nope, he's not going to work. Benton, nope, they have no other infielders really on this team. So Allman at first. Can Mike Jorgensen lay down a bunt? Let's see. The Astros couldn't lay down a bunt in the top of the 9th. Can Mike, hitting 267, 7 homers, 45 ribs. Ashby sets the target. LaCourte working from the stretch. Here's the pitch. 4-6. And a strikeout looking. Jorgensen down on strikes, out number 1. So now it's going to bring up Alex Trevino, 1 out in the 9th. Trevino steps up 1 for 3, stays in the game, and he'll swing. Ashby puts down the sign, goes through some signs. LaCourte from the stretch, and here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 4-7. He walked him. So there you go. Trevino works a walk. Bill Allman will go to second. He's a 16 on the run rating. So Allman could probably score from second with a single. And the Mets have the potential game-winning series run on at second. Doug Flynn at the plate. Reds lead the Phillies 3-1. Pirates lead the Padres 9-2. And the Braves lead the Expos 5-1. So big opportunities right now for the Mets to pull within a game and a half of the Phils. Doug Flynn, the batter, 1 for 3 of the double, 1 out. Ashby sets the target. LaCourte from, you know what? Here comes Bill Verdon. They're going to pull LaCourte in this situation. Righty followed by righties, all these righties, and they're going to take their chances with Joaquin Andujar. So Andujar will come in. So he seems like will be a logical choice here for the Mets. So Andujar comes in. Andujar on the season, 3-2, 1 save, 4.45 ERA, 68 hits, 59 innings. He is what they call a heavy set righty. Gets a lot of righties out. So this could match up well with him. Let's see if he does. Here's Flynn, 1 for 3 with a double. Has a little more control than LaCourte does. You don't have to worry about walks either. Ashby sets the target. Andujar from the stretch gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Flynn. 5-11 ground ball to short. Landis-Toy goes to Morgan. The Hound. Double play. Double play. 5-11 is a 6-4-3, and Joaquin Andujar gets himself out of the inning. Let's go to the 10th. Free baseball. 2-2. Astros 2 runs on 10 hits. The Mets 2 runs on 9 hits. So Tom Houseman stays in the game. He'll pitch to Cabell, Cruz, and Cedeno, the dangerous seies in this Astro lineup. Trevino sets the target. Tom Houseman here working the 10th. Here's the pitch. 4-3 is a fly ball in the right field. They got most of their bad defenders out of there. Washington is a 3. That still is a problem if you heard me on broadcast. That's still a 1-6 as a single. As a 3, it's a 5. It drops in front of Washington. No error on the 7, and Cabell is on for the 3rd time. But he's gotten picked off once and caught stealing once. Does he dare to try to run again? So here's Cruz, 1 for 4. And it'll be a -3 again, 60%. Let's see. Does he try for the lead here and gets it? And he gets it. Oh, he gets the lead. Here comes the throw. No, not in time. Enos Cabell finds the right time to get his stolen base. Runner on second, nobody out. Top of the 10th, 1-1. Of a 2-2 game. Cruz, the batter. They may have taken the bat out of Cruz's the problem is Houseman pitches so much better. I think Houseman would rather have trouble with Cedeno right now. Jeff Reardon is up in the mid bullpen. You might see him pitch to Cedeno. Trevino sets the target. Houseman from the stretch. Big opportunity to get Cruz out here. 2-8 ground ball to short. That is hit in front of Allman. He'll hold Cabell at second and throws him out for the big first out. Now let's see what Joe Torre's going to do. Waves the right finger, and that's all. He takes the ball from Tom Houseman. He does the nice job again. But when you're winning or tied in the ninth, what do? You bring your closer out, and that is going to be Jeffrey Reardon. So Reardon comes out. He's been the whole shebang so far for the Mets. 8-3, 3 saves, 1.64 ERA, 63 hits, 88 innings. Runner on second, 1 out. Big opportunity for Reardon here to end this. Trevino sets the target. Reardon from the stretch goes over signs. Cabell dances off second. Good speed. Here's the pitch to Cedeno. 4-2, fly ball right field. That will be Washington. Comes in, makes the catch, and there is 2 outs here. Cabell stranded. Oh, they can get him to third. Let's see. It's automatic. So he would not get it. He will go to third. Let's try it. We'll go to third. Only way he can get thrown out is the 20. Here's the throw. It's a 5 in time. So Washington threw it in. Cabell took third. Now runner on third and 2 outs. A clutch performance now for Art Howe is needed. He'll stay in the game. He's one of the better guys they have out there. Reardon will have to try to get him out. 2 outs in the 10th. Cabell with the leading runner on at third. Trevino sets in the target. Reardon from the stretch looks in, menacing right-hander. Here's the pitch to Howe. 4-5, got him on strikes, and Jeff Reardon does what he's paid to do. Terminates the Astros here in the 10th. Let's go to the bottom of the 10th. We're tied at 2. So Elliot Matic followed by the pitcher spot. Unfortunately, Jeff Reardon didn't go too well for the Mets. And Joel Youngblood. So again, the Mets probably should have double switched there. Now here's Matic. He's 1 for 1. He's singled back in the 7th. Ashby sets the target. Joaquin Andujar in the game. Here's the pitch. 5-8, and that's a shot down the line for a base hit for Matic. That's his second hit of the ball game. So now a big base hit for Elliot Matic. So he's on at first, not really any threat to steal. And now, do they leave Reardon in the bunt? And they might. They're looking for the bunt. So Jeff Reardon will come in. During the regular season, Reardon did swing the bat 8 times with a walk and 6 strikeouts. Perfect opportunity for Jeffrey to bunt here. Lays the bat head out. Does he do it? No, he's strike 1. He's 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 56% chance of getting it. Reardon's probably gonna stay with the bunt. Was he lay down a bunt? Yes, he is. He gets it over. He puts it down. Andujar's got it. Throws at the Howe. Perfect bunt for Reardon. So they just tag Reardon actually. Howe got it up the sidelines and tags Reardon on the way. So great job for Reardon with the sacrifice. Mets with the winning run at second. The clinching series run at second. Reds lead the Phillies 3-1, I believe. That's a final. So Joel Youngblood 0 for 4, a chance to win it for the Mets. Runner on second, 1 out. Ashby puts down the sign, puts a series of signs. Andujar from the stretch. Here's the pitch. 3-8 is a strikeout. Oh my, Andujar gets another one. 2 away here in the 10th. And now here's Lee Mazzilli. 1 for 4, 2 runs scored. 2 hits, 2 runs scored. Ashby sets in the target. Andujar now from the stretch. Gets the sign and the pitch. 1-2, hit by pitch. Oh, and he could go out on an injury. Let's see if he does. Oh, that would be a killer from Mazzilli. He can shake it off. He's going to try to. And he can continue. So Mazzilli shakes it off. So 2 on, 2 outs. Maddox the go-ahead and winning run at second. And now the tough left-hander, Claudel Washington. So Ashby sets the target. Andujar, let's see. Do you go? and make a decision. Let's see. Then they got Dave Smith and Vern Ruhle as the Astro pitchers. If Zambito comes in to get an out and does his job, and here comes Zambito. He comes in as a tired reliever, so we know what happens there. He bats second in the inning anyway, so this is a golden opportunity if he can get the final out here and come out. So any dots ends the game. So if I roll a 4-7, the Astros lose. 5-9, the Astros lose. So there are two different dots on Zambito's card. That would result in game enders. Does Claudell Washington stay in the game, or does Torrey pull him for the lineup? Washington is a 7R, so yeah, he murders righties, not much so against lefties. So let's see if he pulls him out. So Claudell Washington steps out of the box. Does Dan Norman come in and try to finish it? Hitting a 224 hitter, but he's a 4. That's the thing. You take out the glove, he's a 3. Washington will stay in there. He's paid to do this. So let's see, lefty-lefty matchup. Zambito is fatigued. Ashby puts down the sign. Zambito, here's the pitch. And that's a 4-9's a walk. Oh, the one thing he was told not to do. And he walks Claudell Washington, and the bases are loaded. So the bases are loaded. Again, it brings up Bill Allman again. He had a single his last time up in the 9th inning. Can he get the final hit here? Zambito, again, just has to avoid the dots on his card, which right now against a righty is going to be a 5-9 and a 4-7. That 4-7 could come up and hit. So let's see. Ashby sets the target. Joe Zambito from the stretch gets the sign from Ashby. Matic taking a lead off third. Here's the pitch. 5-6. A single 1-12. It's a 3-base hit, Mets. 2 hits in the ball game for Allman. Matic scores. Happy recap in Flushing. The New York Mets have won this series against the Astros. They get the happy recap and win the game 3-2. So the losing pitcher was Joaquin Andujar. Goes an inning and a third, 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned. Zambito went with the matchup there. 1 hit, 1 walk, and that was the final run. It was a split chance hit, so it was not a bad decision. 55,000 here at Shea, as the Mets are now within 1.5 of the Philadelphia Phillies. Falcone gives a nice 5 innings, 9 hits, 2-run performance. Dyer Miller a solid 2 innings and 2 strikeouts. Houseman again goes 2 1/3, 2 hits. Jeff Reardon gets his 9th win of the year in 3 defeats, 2/3 of an inning and 1 strikeout. And the Mets win the game. Doubles by Washington and Flynn, RBIs by 2 by Pujols, 2 by Washington, and the game-winning RBI, and they mobbed him, was Bill Allman, who came into play for Frank Tavares. So Bill Allman, everyone has to do their job during a pennant race, and they sure did. The Mets win. They pull off an